For me, the defining moment of the day was when Hanshi came out and 2,500 people rose to their feet and welcomed the man that really, without him, none of us probably would have been there on the day. And that was really a very emotional and personal moment for the BKK and the IFK, and I think Kyokushin in particular, because the day, in many aspects, whether people are aware of it or not, was very, very important. We tried to open up and do away with the political situation and invite as many people from outside the IFK, because basically we are Kyokushin. We made some inroads into that, and I'm very, very pleased, and it was a tribute to Kyokushin and Sosai Tatsuya on the day, because Hanshi was his student in the 1960s. There are certain things that Mazayama had asked Hanshi to do. This year, with the junior tournament, or the world tournament, I think Hanshi will have gone through the whole list. So in our 40 years, it was a defining moment for the whole organisation, and how many people would be doing Kyokushin without Hanshi Steve Rynell. The day was also important because of the many people that contributed from the 1960s. I've just been lucky enough to be within the BKK for about 30 years, but I must acknowledge the many people that are no longer with us and within their own organisations that did contribute and put the BKK on its path. We are a very strong organisation, not massive in numbers, but the day illustrated that we could put on an event of great magnitude. It was an absolute fantastic day. The past chairman, the past secretaries, all our current executive committee, and it would be wrong to single out people, but you know, without people's vision, Stuart Rice on the demonstrations, the hard work of Maria da Costa and Linda Keaveney, and the contribution of Marcia Jelly and his enthusiasm and everything else, and all the other committee members, Andrew Turner, everyone really contributed and pulled through on the day. What also is very important is the people that are no longer with us. There are many people that have passed away. In recent times, Gary Malcolm, more recently Martin Begg and Sean Keaveney, and many others that helped the BKK at Crystal Palace over the last 30 years. And it was good to stand there on the day that the people who weren't there were still represented and still part of our world tournament. The Spirited Fighter was fantastic. It was a great way to finish the tournament. I was personally pleased with Paul Travers. And I was very pleased as the BKK chairman that we finished with a fight of really wonderful display of Kyokushin. The thing that stuck out was, for me, Tom Silva in his fight with the Russian fighter, and that really summed up Kyokushin for me on that. And that's a tribute both to Tom and to David Pickthorne, and Sensei David Jones, who helped David Pickthorne throughout the course of the last few years. It just proved to me that no matter what the odds, if you stick at it, you will succeed. And I think that's over the last 15 years what the BKK has done under Hanshi Steve. I know we went through a lot of turmoil about 10 or 15 years ago, and with the contribution and help of everyone, we are here today, and we've put on a tournament that I think many people across the world have been extremely proud of. By August, September, we had sold out, which was fantastic. We had a lot of pre-publicity, thanks to Jared Wright and the build-up in the year or two beforehand with all our DVDs and our exposure on Eurosport. We really were very successful. We had sold out in September. We could have sold another 2,000 tickets, and the day and the crowd was absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere, I cannot remember, certainly in the BKK, a day of such atmosphere, unless I go back to the 70s. It was really wonderful. I was in Japan in the third and last time I've been in Japan was in 91, and I saw Sosai do the demonstration of Tensho, which was a couple of years before he died, and that really was a magnificent and very simple demonstration. It was quite strange that Hanshi decided that we would do Tensho as a group, and I've looked back through some photographs recently, and I think we did that about 20 years ago, so many people within the BKK over the last 10 or 15 years would not have seen it. So it was another defining moment in that I think it was Sosai Oyama was one of his favourite kata in Tensho, and it was fantastic to be part of that and just feel the energy, the pure energy we were standing behind Hanshi. And as I said to a number of people on the after the event, pure power that came from Hanshin through that cutting was just remarkable. I cannot explain it, but it was absolutely fantastic. The day went very, very smoothly. In all tournaments with 100 plus fighters, top class fighters, it's inevitable that we have some hiccups. But again, a tribute to Shin Alex Kerrigan, the chief referee of the day, and all the national and international referees we had. The day was seamless, and I think we proved that our refereeing, I hope, is really beyond criticism. People go away from the tournament, I know it's inevitable people go away feeling aggrieved, but looking impartially, I think we did a fantastic, Shin Alex did an absolutely fantastic job, as did all the BKK referees and the international referees. I was extremely proud on the day for them all. Where would we, I mean, I started talking about Hanshin standing out to 2,500 people applauding him. Where would we be today without the man's enthusiasm, his vision, and also Sosei Masu Tatsuyama back in the 50s and 60s, and when Hanshin went to Japan, the pure coincidence, 40 years on, we stood there, all of us sharing a really very, very precious moment at Kyokushin. Through all its problems over the last 10 or 15 years, we stood there as one great family, the organisations within the IFK, the organisations outside the IFK, and I'm hopeful that this is our third World Tournament within the IFK, that tournaments beyond that, we will have a closer relationship with groups outside our organisation. Politics really has got very little to do with what we do. Unfortunately, certain people feel that it should be part of it, and that's the inevitability. But I'm hopeful that karate will rise above everything else, and that with Kyokushin, whatever group, that we can enjoy and experience what we've been trained to do. And the final point really is that 40 years within the BKK, 10 or 12 within the IFK, I was very, very proud to be part of that. I was proud to serve the organisation, but more importantly personally, Hanshin Steve Arnell. I look forward to our 50th anniversary, and to all our fighters, our spectators, and everyone that attended, and everyone that worked and contributed to that day. Thank you. I mean, the words are, with failing words, really, there's not much I can say. The DVD will prove what an event we had on the 8th of October in 2005, and I look forward to our 50th anniversary, and I hope we're all around to celebrate that. Thank you.